No stoop for Stoop Kid this week, but I did find the snitch, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But today is March the 26th, and this is your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for both Cassie Mendoza and Danny Weaver. So, like always, sit back, relax, you know the whole spiel. Now, before we get into the vendors, we have to find the snitch. And that's who I'm standing in front of right now. The snitch does spawn in over a dozen different locations throughout the open world. I was having a little bit of problems, finding them today. However, this is where I found the snitch. So my coordinates are 561 by 4430. Now, my location is just outside of the Space Admin HQ mission. And you just run over here to the elevator, and you'll find the snitch. Now, whenever you accept the bounty, you can actually go to the bounty details and click abort. And then that way you can save it for later. Now, because my global difficulty setting is set to heroic, all of my bounties are then set to heroic. Pretty cool. And then you can leave them for later. That way you could use those for like future scouts and whatnot. But now that we have found the snitch and we have our gun runner locations, now it's time to find the white shopping cart icon that is on the map. Here's the first one right here. That is Danny Weaver. Oh, and here is Cassie Mendoza. So Cassie Mendoza this week is in Judiciary Square. The fastest way to get to Cassie would be fast travel to the DZ Charlie checkpoint and then just run a few blocks up there to her. Now, just a reminder, what I do is I go to Cassie Mendoza first because Cassie Mendoza is a legit vendor where you can spend your credits and get whatever items she is selling. Whereas Danny Weaver, he was added, about a year or so ago, and he is a textiles vendor. So that is different, and I will have to explain, how to get textiles and all of that whenever we get to it. But until then, let's run over here to Cassie Mendoza. And don't get shot in the back in the progress. Ooh. Let's see how fast. I think I might get shot in the back again here. Run! Oh no! This might be the first time ever I die on my way to Cassie Mendoza. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna die. Look. Whoa! I'm fast! I'm fast! Look how fast I'm going. I'm running! Anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the American Food Store. That is where Cassie Mendoza is spawned this week. And you can see right here, American Food Store. What you do is you go into the food store, and right before you head out the back door, you look to the right and you will see the rope. Take the rope up, and then you will see a ladder. I know, ropes and ladders. Then you take the ladder up. Now, if you have never been to this location of the map, there will be a collectible right here on top of the crate. And then you just jump over the window, and here we are, Cassie Mendoza. And, well, timestamp it, do whatever you need to, but here is your Cassie Mendoza weekly vendor reset. Starting off at the top with our named items, and this does come with a disclaimer. So if you are new or returning to the game, you might not see these bottom two named items. So if you have not seen these two items, you have to actually unlock them. So how do you unlock them? Well, it's pretty simple. Well, I guess easier said than done. So the shield splinterer, that one is locked behind the hunters in year 1. So you have to hunt down and eliminate all of the year 1 hunters and open up the ivory chest that is in the base of ops. Once you do so, you will receive this weapon, and then Cassie will sell it every week with different attributes. Now, the same logic applies here for the Hunter-Killer. However, this one is locked behind the Warlords of New York expansion. So you do have to have Wony to get this chess piece. Now, with that being said, you have to unlock this chess piece by hunting down and eliminating all of the year 2 hunters and opening up the off-white chest that is in the Haven settlement. You will then receive this chest piece, and yep, Cassie will sell it every week with different attributes. All right. Now, starting off at the top, we have the Thorn. This is the named Spas 12 with Perfect Brazen, and this one with Swap Speed. Now, you don't want Swap Speed on there, and the shotgun damage is fairly low, so I might skip that one this week. But that base damage, whoo, that thing's crazy. Following that, we have the Anarchist Cookbook. This is the named Golden Gear bag with Perfectly Wicked, and this week it comes with Headshot and Hazard. Now, that one's not bad. However, you could go Armor Regeneration Hazard, you could go Armor Regeneration Headshot, you could go Crit Headshot, you could go Status Headshot. There's so many different combinations, but nevertheless, this backpack is a good one to pick up. Following that, we have the Shield Splinterer. This is the named F2000 with Perfect Optimist, and this week it comes with decent rolls and crit chance. I mean, it's not bad. What I would do is change the crit chance off for damage to targets at a cover, and then just optimize the other attributes. And finally, we have the Hunter Killer chest piece for our named items, and this one looks like a good one. However, that armor roll is so low. That's ridiculously low. So, for example, I do like the crit damage, but what I would do is just change the explosive resistance off for armor regeneration or go double crit, right? So if you did that, both of your bottom attributes would be right there at max, but then look at your core attribute. I mean, it's at 90k, and it goes up to 170. So that's what, maybe 5 optimizations? I don't know if it's worth it, but if you want this chest piece, it is a good start. You could have like 2 max crit rolls on there, but that armor roll is horrible. Moving on to the gear set items, we have a Breaking Point backpack with Headshot. That's not bad. That's what you want. We have a Hot Shot chest piece with Weapon Handling. Aegis gloves with Hazard. And not a bad armor roll on that one either. Hardwired knee pads with Hazard. True Patriot holster with crit chance. Ooh, that's actually a good one. Remember, they're reworking True Patriot in the future, just so you know. And finally, we have Tip of the Spear mask with Headshot. Looking at the high-end items, we have a SIG 556 with Swap Speed and Eyeless. A SR1 with Sadist and Health damage. 511 gloves with health and armor regeneration, and finally, Group O knee pads that you could make double crit. These are pretty good Group O knee pads as well. Not bad. Just change the health to crit chance. Booyah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Those are nice. Looking at the mods, we have Repair Skills 17.0 and Shield Holstered Regeneration 4.3. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Cassie Mendoza. We have the Anarchist Cookbook. The Shield Splinter is okay. The Hunter Killer, maybe not. Now, for the gear set items, the Breaking Point backpack's not bad. The Aegis gloves aren't bad. The True Patriot holster is very good. For the high-end items, the Group O knee pads would be the ones to get and make them double crit. So that's what, 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 items to look at. Okay? And that is it for Cassie Mendoza. Now let's jump over to Danny Weaver. Now, Danny Weaver this week is in Federal Triangle. So for that, we have to fast travel to the theater. The theater! We are going to the theater. Alright, and then Danny should just be right outside. Alright, so Danny Weaver is the textiles vendor, right? I said that earlier, and I said that I would explain it. So, to get textiles, it's pretty easy. You go to your apparel, you go to your caches, and you need to open up your standard apparel caches. It's the only way to get textiles. So, for example, you can see for mine, it says that all the event items are collected. So when I open up a cache like so, you can see right there that it is a duplicate item, and it says textiles were rewarded 100, right? So now I have 286,000 textiles. Now that's how you get textiles. You open up apparel caches, and every time you get a duplicate, you'll get textiles. Now, the only place to really spend textiles now is Danny Weaver. You used to be able to buy new outfits and stuff like that at a crazy price for textiles, but they have since removed that, and now we can just buy these caches from Danny every week, which is fine. Some weeks kind of seems a little short, but every now and then we get some crazy good Danny Weaver, drops, like multiple exotics and things like that. So let's see what Danny Weaver has this week. Now, speaking of which, here's Danny Weaver. Timestamp it, do whatever you need to. Here we go.
You want to make a deal?
And starting off, so all of these are going to be gear caches. So 1 exotic, 3 conflict caches. Remember, that will give you a chance of y'all gear and system corruption, and any PvP exclusive item. And then we have 3 Burden of Truth caches. That's anything refactor or shiny monkey. Okay, here we go. Now, whenever you buy these caches, make sure they take it out of your textiles. All right, so it did look like it subtract. Yes, all right. That way you know that the caches are going to work. Another thing is whenever you back out, make sure you wait for the caches to pop up on the left side of your screen. It might take a few seconds. See? And then open up your inventory, and let's see what we get. Now, let me know in the comments what you get from Danny Weaver this week. Here is what I get. Starting with the Shocker Punch. Nice. I remember doing quite a few double shock meta builds where I would use this holster with the St. Elmo's engine and just have a blast. It was a lot of fun. I could bring it back. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments if I should bring back the double shock meta, because that was a pretty fun meta to run way back in the day. But I think we kind of fell away from that just because of the whole melee aspect of it. But I do know a lot of people love their melee. Their bonks. Anyways, so it looks like I got the Shocker Punch and a whole lot of nothing. Let's double check. I got the goalie. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Dude, a God-rolled Walker Harris mask. That's crazy. That is crazy. Alright. Yeah, it's looking like that was it. Okay. Oh, nope. I want that True Patriot. Ooh, I want that True Patriot. Yeah. True Patriot is not easy to come by. Not the ones that you want, anyways. Alright. So it looks like I have now completely caught up on my inventory. I am good to go. That will conclude our weekly vendor reset and must buys. Look at that. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. While you're at it, hit the like, subscribe, and shout out where you're from. But again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.